Welcome to Quantum Realms Earth Arise. The premise for this reading is the following. A group of elite world leaders on the side of darkness have been ruling the world for hundreds of years. Their agenda is to control humanity in a new world order, also called Agenda 21. This dark elite operate worldwide crime organizations and use black magic rituals to gain control over the earth both financially and spiritually. A second group of world leaders have banded together in secret to overthrow the dark elite and bring them to justice. This second group is formed by spiritual mystics and military and national leaders who pledge to protect their countries. This second group is called the Alliance. The Alliance has organized and funded national groups in different nations to overthrow the dark elites. These smaller groups are called White Hats. They work to bring justice to the corruption of the elites in their respective nations. The White Hats do this by collecting proof of crimes against humanity, such as through military investigations and whistleblowers. The White Hats also carry out secret arrests and military operations. Operations which rescue children and recover drugs and weapons from underground tunnels and on the open seas. Some White Hat operations include replacing a world leader, celebrity, or other national figure with an actor. The actor plays the role of the world leader until the crimes against humanity is fully investigated. In secret, military courts occur to serve justice on the world leader, while the actor remains in place until an announcement of resignation is given. None of these covert operations are put on mainstream media. YouTube, Facebook, and public news networks have censored much information because most media is controlled by the dark elites. In these readings, I ask for the truth in world news, but I also delve into a spiritual perspective previously unexplored. This unique perspective is the following. Supporting the Alliance is a spiritual force of angelic beings from higher realms. They include ascended humanity such as prophets, saints, and ascended masters who exist right outside our third dimensional reality within the higher realms. These beings of light also include angels who protect and govern the cosmic laws of Creator over the earth. These masters and angels exist in the higher dimensions but interact with humanity through communication and mental downloads. Through this communication, they assist the Alliance and humanity to make this world a better place. My goal is to bring awareness to the forces of light in the unseen realms and to provide truth of our current reality. Please use your intuition and do your own research. The truth comes only to those who seek it. To prevent censorship, I will use code words. The code words you will hear will be Save the Little Ones, C 3-letter agency, F 3-letter agency, Mr. T, HRC, Red Liquid, Military Corps, International Conflict, and Dark Elite. Let's get started. Welcome everyone, this is World News Tarot and my name is Ruth. Today I have to laugh because I did an amazing recording looking at the Secret Service and Kimberly Cheatle and the energy surrounding that situation concerning the recent resignation of the director of the Secret Service and concerning the energy of the plans of the Secret Service, concerning the Mr. T attempted assassination. Anyway, I did the whole message and it was beautiful. And then when I went to go back and upload it, I realized I had recorded it without sound, which is very interesting because I've been learning a lot of messages from Spirit concerning the ego and concerning and I'm going to get here and I'm going to share what I had from the reading. I just won't have the card pulls for you, but I have the questions and I did it today, so I have the memory of what I pulled. However, I did want to say that we are in a tremendous time of having to choose what we believe. Choosing, and not just choosing, but our awareness of what resonates with us. And I realized that as a tarot reader, as a mystic, or someone who connects to other realms, that it carries a responsibility that our ego cannot get involved. But then the moment our message is slightly different than the narrative, whether it's the mainstream narrative or whether it's the truther narrative, we realize how much you really do want to fit in. So Spirit is teaching me, and I believe part of this message that I'm learning here is we're really entering an age, in the golden age, where we can no longer rely upon what other people say, whether it's the narrative of the mainstream media or even the narrative of someone on screen like I am today. We're really going to have to connect to what resonates with us, and we're going to have to be willing to listen to many different alternatives without getting firmly entrenched in what we wish to happen. So I'm saying all this to say, the last video that I made with Mr. T was not popular. It wasn't criticized or anything, and I'm grateful to all my listeners who have accepted it and chosen what resonates with them. That's what you do with a tarot reading. You choose what resonates with you and you move on. But one of the things that I am learning is that, number one, there are different timelines, and I want to share a bit more about that with you all too, with what I saw with the timelines. But then I'm also learning that we've come from a hive mind. So for the last 1,000 years, we've been like an ant colony or a bee colony, where everyone travels together, thinks together, works together, and we all just kind of follow the leader. That's called the hive mind. But some of the challenges that we're facing in the truther movement is not just following the leader. We broke away from following the leader, such as religious leaders like the Pope or mainstream news, and we're breaking away from that. But we also have to be careful not to develop our own hive mind over here and simply follow that. Whether it's the mainstream media hive mind, where everyone follows what's said on news networks, or whether it's the truther hive mind, where everyone follows what's said on the truther movements. One of the things that I am being called to do is to simply read the energy. And that's why I will be changing my channel name, possibly to World News Tarot. And one of the services I want to provide for humanity is to actually look at energetic events, look at the energy of events, look at the energy of people's intentions, look at the energy of our world leaders, just read the energy and then provide it to humanity for them to make a choice with what resonates with them. And it's okay if you get it wrong. There's so much confusion out there. It's okay if we get it wrong. But we have to begin practicing with our intuition. So, when I did the first reading with the attempted assassination, I really thought the whole thing was staged. I then did the reading and it said no, there were injuries. And it was planned by the Dark Elite. And of course, that is not popular in the truther movement. And I began doubting myself. And I did want to, and I'm going to share to you what else I heard from another card reader. But I began doubting myself. But then Spirit really began speaking to me and saying, no, you have to read the energy the way it's read, because that is the authenticity of a mystic or of a tarot reader. You have to say it as it is. And then I can personally choose not to believe it. You can choose personally not to believe it. You can tuck it into the back of your head and be like, okay, let's just consider it for later, for further research. So at first I didn't want to do another reading. I about just threw it up. I about said, no, let's just skip it. It's not popular. Have I lost my touch? But Spirit really began speaking to me and saying, just keep moving forward. So I went into a meditation where I emptied again all ego, got into my heart space, and I had several questions that I asked. Now I'm going to read the questions and then I'm going to share what the card pulls said. I apologize, I do not have it. I have it on my computer, but there is zero sound. So I'm just going to share the messages that I received this morning when I pulled the card pulls, and this is on July 23rd. So the premise for this reading is that the director of the Secret Service is resigning. Her name is Kimberly Cheatle. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. The first question I asked is, was there a plot to assassinate Mr. T in the Secret Service, or was it all staged? Now, the first pull I got was there was actual military activity, and this was white hat military activity, where they had gotten wind of a secret information. We had the High Priestess card, the Cabal card, and the I forget one of them, but it was a destruction card, some sort of destruction. But anyway, there was a plan, the wish card. It was a wish card, a secret wish by the Cabal. Those cards came out. So, but the military had created their own staged event trying to take over this plot and to weave this plot into what they wanted, because I had the military card and then I had the stage card, the Ten of Cups, which was the movie card for me. I also had the actor card. So the Secret Service was setting up actors around the plot that was discovered by the actual dark elites. And then I asked, I'm trying to remember what I asked to fulfill that, to finish that question. But I asked I asked what happened, like what happened. And so what was their motive and intention? Excuse me, I have to remember what I asked. What was their motive and intention? And their intention was a timeline shift. It wasn't just their intention, it was a divine intention. This actually came out at the beginning of the reason. The intention that the Secret Service was blending into was a timeline shift. They chose a higher timeline, and the Golden Age card fell out. The Golden Age card was the card saying they were shifting to the timeline. So maybe they saw different events in the consciousness computer. Maybe they saw different timelines. They saw different scenarios that could play out to shift us into the Golden Age. So they chose the timeline, and they very boldly and confidently took a planned event from that timeline, another timeline, to assassinate Mr. T, and they inserted it, and they just took that and were going to stage it and shift it to the new and higher timeline. What shocked me is that the Tower card came out, and the Three of Swords, I believe, came out. Meaning they were going to stage the assassination, Three of Swords, but the Tower card comes out. That means they were accidents. Something shocked their plans and created an issue. I remember the Ten of Earth came out, which is the civilization, or a bigger group. A bigger group came up that they weren't aware of. And what I saw in my mind's eye is that the Secret Service and the White Hats had planned a staged event, but the timeline that they modeled the staging after, if I can say that, the movie after, that timeline bled into this timeline. The timeline, so there were events from one timeline that could have seriously hurt Mr. T. Those events, they were rogue agents within the Secret Service, within their group, that they didn't realize actually bled into the higher timeline. So I asked the question then, what is the authentic energy of Kimberly Cheatle? Who was she? Now, as I was shuffling the cards, I heard the words very clearly. She's a man. Now, I'm not judging anyone, but I did get the transition card, and I did get this spread. In the past, she was Cabal. The Cabal card came out. She currently was transitioning into, I forget the other card, but the higher self, or the angelic card, came out, which shows that there is something. She was transitioning into the White Hats. I remember that message. She was transitioning into the White Hats. She was playing an event. The actor card came out, so she was playing a role. So the message that I received, anyway, is that she had been Dark Hat. She had switched over and transitioned into the white hats and had a handler. She had a handler. She was playing a role. And she is doing this in exchange for an easier sentence or an easier change of events concerning her nefarious deeds. She worked with 3-letter agencies. She worked and had financial corruption. This is all in the past. She was a dark hat player, but she had transitioned and was being moved as a white hat player. In this card pull is what I saw. She had a handler. She had white hat or military card going by. She had military handlers and instructors guiding her in what to do. So then I asked the question, are the white hats using her to dismantle key structures? And if so, what are the key structures or the people? So the message that I got here was that they're transitioning the 3-letter agencies and our intelligence communities, our intelligence agencies. This is a major transition point to the white hats gaining control of the 3-letter agencies. The 3-letter agencies, and I have been suspecting this for a long time because I've pulled on the F 3-letter agency, the C 3-letter agency. They have been giving for a long time. The white hats have been giving the people in these organizations opportunities to make choices. Which side do you want to be on? Whose side are you on? Trying to figure it out. Well, that's all over. The resigning of Kimberly Cheatle is a key shifting point to turn the leadership of the 3-letter agencies into or over unto the white hats. That resignation is a huge shift. I also got the message that one of the things coming from this is that the day of choice is over for anyone working in the 3-letter agency. They have to make a decision. The window is closing in. They're going to have to make a decision which side they're on, because there's a small window of time still left where anyone working in a 3-letter agency will have to make a choice, at least energetically, to be on the white hat side, or the white hats are coming after them to get several things. They're going to be looking at them for corruption's sake. They're going to be looking at them for loyalty sake. They're going to be looking at them for allegiance. So to pull their allegiance fully onto the side of the United States of America. So this resignation that happened by Kimberly Cheatle is a major turning point for the intelligence agencies of the United States of America, possibly even of the world. The key structure that's changing is the intelligence agencies. I did not ask about the Dominion voting machines. I should have. Maybe I'll do that for another time. So the key message that I received from this reading is that the Secret Service had chosen a timeline of a staged event, which is why many of the truthers are telling you it was all staged. It was planned to be all staged. I have actually been a crisis actor. I don't know if my audience knows this, but I have actually been a crisis actor for a staged school, SHOOT. Yeah, I don't want to say too many words to trigger YouTube here, but a school shoot and then ending with ing. Anyway, I was a stage actor. I had real makeup put on me to make it look like I was injured on my arm. My brother had it put on his neck. He was supposed to be out cold. He laid on the floor completely motionless. I was in a classroom. We heard the gunman come through. Pop, pop, pop. Real fake bullets. Real blanks. Real blanks. There was, I want to say, 6 counties involved. Law enforcement from different counties, sheriffs, ambulances, medics, tons of ambulances all around, tons of police cars. But as a stage crisis actor, things went wrong. Things went wrong. Now, we heard the shooter come through. We heard the law enforcement take out. They then went through the hallways. But this was a training session. And most of our law enforcement and our ambulances aren't trained in these. they're training them more and more, but they aren't trained. There were key mistakes during this staged event just to practice and just to train. Number one, the law enforcement forgot to check out all the classrooms. And the whole thing ended with key crisis actors still waiting to come and fulfill their role, for the lawmen to come through and to fulfill their role. They had to, the director of the staged event, now this was just a training event, but it was staged. The director had to say, you all aren't done. Police officers, you've still got more victims in to get. So there was still a lot that can go wrong. And there is a possibility that the wrong rogue agent can get the wrong gun and things can go wrong. What I'm saying here is that now I'm using a little bit of my own logic just to say the military is not our God. Trump is not our God. We had two timelines here that merged and somebody did get hurt. And by the grace of God, I remember the poll of, I asked the question, was it all staged, or what did the Secret Service do? How did it affect the White Hats? How did this event affect? And the card of regret came up. There are several things that went wrong in this staged event. And I hope that this is a sign to the truther community and to the White Hats. We can't play God. We cannot play God. We are still in need of divine protection and angelic support. Now, I do believe that the angels and the spirits above saw the timeline of the golden age and knew that even if there was accidents, they could shield Mr. Trump and protect him and keep him safe. Yes. So, I think it's very interesting, though, that the Secret Service did have something planned. They chose a lower timeline event to alter. Accidents happened, but everyone is safe. And the purpose of which they wanted this to happen was to awaken humanity and to shift the consciousness. Shifting the consciousness and allowing people to awaken and to realize that we have to start moving into the golden age. We have to start moving into more authentic living. I believe that what they intended was accomplished. But I believe that there's still some sad hearts among the White Hats because not everything went as planned. And this is a wake-up call to all of us. We still need divine protection. No matter what Q says, we're still at the mercy of the higher realms and the spirit of Almighty God. So thank you for joining me today. I am sorry that I was not able to keep it was a tremendous card pull. It was a great message. I had messages in there, but I think I covered the main points. I will see you next time. I hope to pull cards on this World News Tarot, on CrowdStrike and Microsoft. I also hope to maybe look at several more things regarding this. AI Biden, I've heard some rumors about some of the cybersecurity attacks allegedly are destroying maybe some of the AI that have been creating CGI movies of political leaders. We'll maybe take a look at that, but do expect that the name of this channel may change. However, I'll try to keep my icon on there so that you can find me. Thank you to everyone who sends me donations and supports my work. Please follow me on this Rumble or YouTube channel. In case I do change the name, you will be there along with the name change. Good things ahead. Till next time. Bye.